Well, folks, it looks like a lot of motherboard manufacturers are going back to their roots for their old school enthusiast motherboards. Just recently, we had ASRock bringing back the OC formula, and now we have MSI on their bandwagon bringing back the MPower and the ACE. Let's get into this. Who wants to buy a lot tech bag and some more tech news? We are fresh off the start of Computex 2025. I'm sure you've seen a stream of videos of new stuff coming out, or stuff that's getting modified, and all the good tech goodies that us geeks love to see. Well, recently we talked about ASRock bringing back their old school legend, the OC formula, to release sometime this year, and now we have MSI coming to the bat, and they're releasing, if y'all remember MSI back in the day, their AMD borderline or enthusiast / affordable overclocking motherboards has always been the MPower and XPower. For those OGs who knew way back when, for the old school AMD stuff, back on AM4, y'all remember the MPower and XPower branding that MSI used to make. Now they're bringing it back according to some things they see on Computex and some articles on WCCF Tech. MSI is bringing back their MPower and their XPower as well as their ACE to the AM5 platform. The exact chipset they're using for the MPower is called the B850, so they're not doing X870, they're doing the X870 for the XPower, but they're doing the B850 for the MPower, which is a step below the XPower. So they're releasing the MPower B850 sometime this year, probably a couple months after Computex finishes. And you know, like how ASRock OC's formula was the black and yellow aesthetic, the M and the XPower has also been yellow and black all the time as far as aesthetic. And it looks like MSI is keeping that same color scheme, black and yellow, but here's also a kicker. They're, for the B850 MPower, M as in Mary, they're releasing two different sizes. They're releasing the ATX form factor, and they're releasing the micro ATX form factor. And just like good old back in the day micro ATX motherboards, it's only going to have two DDR5 slots, not like the recent four DDR slots like the current micro ATXs have, but the old school two DDR5 slots, of course supporting up to 8,000 mega transfers per second, and it's going to have the usual PCI 5 X16 and a couple M.2s. I think it was 3 or 4 M.2s. Don't quote me on that. I think it was like 3 or 4 on the ATX form factor for the MPower, and like roughly 3 I think. Don't quote me on that. I'll leave the article below so you can double check, but I think it was 3 or 4 on the ATX MPower, and about 3 roughly on the micro ATX version. And from what I'm seeing so far, what it's looking like, it is not going to have full lane sharing, so that you could populate the PCI 5 X16 with the video card and the main M.2 Gen 5 without worry about sharing bandwidth. And you can get, I think it's a second M.2, you can up to 2 M.2s along with your Gen 5 video card, and it's not going to have lane sharing. But I think like the more recent M8Xs, the fourth M.2, if they do have a 4.1, is going to be shared with the second PCI 5 slot. If there's one PCI 5 or one PCI 4. So it's going to disable the PCI 4 slot if you populate the third M.2, if not mistaken. Still more details to be coming out about it, but this is what I gathered from the WCCF Tech article. Hopefully they'll start making full-blown M8Xs that have no lane sharing in any slot, which we love to see, but one can only dream, because I don't think I have any micro ATX motherboards right now that support no lane sharing at all. So they're releasing it, it looks nice, black and yellow aesthetic, and I know MSI and AMD have been kind of like rough in the last couple of years, so I don't know if we have any die-hard MSI fans out there when it comes to AMD stuff, or MPower and XPower fans from back in the day. But if y'all are fans of the old school MSI that had XPower and MPowers, this might be for you if you plan to make a new build or plan to upgrade a build to AM5. But I thought it was kind of cool that they were bringing a lot of the mother manufacturers are bringing out the OG stuff. First the formula, OC formula by ASRock, I know the M and XPower by MSI. So that should be interesting. I can't wait to see the price point, because even though they weren't the top of the line like the MEG and the godlike MSI, they were still decently priced, and they were always well built and always good for overclocking memory and processors. But I guess we can only speculate until they actually get released and actually see the full feature spec list of the M and XPower that they're releasing. So again, it's going to be B850M and the regular B850 form factor for the MPower, and X870E for the XPower, and the ACE for the MSI. Let me know in the comments below if you're fans of those old school branding for MSI, or if you didn't really care for MSI back in the day. Link to the article below so you can read at your leisure. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And until then, this is Barry Tech signing out.